Hi ladies, it's Angie Renick-Hayes. Welcome to the Woman Wife Mom Revolution. And I know you're here specifically because you want to learn how, since becoming a mother of 8, I have more time, more freedom, more confidence, a more passionate marriage, and have literally doubled my income. Now, I want to start off by saying it's not because I'm some superwoman. In fact, I'm just a regular woman like you, and I have the same amount of hours in my day as you do. But what I've learned is that in order to have it all, I can't do it all. So I'm going to give you 3 ways today that no matter where you're at in your life, that you can begin to have it all. Now, I'm going to share with you a bit about my personal story so you can understand how I came from being an overwhelm and barely enough time in the day, overscheduled, crazy busy, can you relate, to poised, confident, relaxed, having more than enough time, growing my business, growing my relationships, and growing my even more epic life exactly the way I want it. So, as you know, I have 8 children, and this started off that my husband and I had 3 biological children we decided to adopt, and we ended up adopting 5 siblings. So literally overnight, we doubled our family size. And I quickly learned that I could not be doing it all. It was simply impossible. And one of the first things I learned was to bring in teams of support. And that looked like therapists, doctors, teachers, a therapist for me, for my husband, all of the things that we needed to support our family, to take care of the external so we could really become a family. So for you, that might look like hiring a cleaner, hiring a team member, hiring someone to help take your kids somewhere, a massage therapist, getting your nails done. All of those are your team members that are going to help you relax into living a bigger life, but you need support. You need to go from being a one-woman band into a team leader extraordinaire. And this changed everything when I saw myself as a leader versus the mom that's doing it all. The second thing was setting systems and containers in place. Right out the gate, I hired a mentor. I knew that I needed to learn different ways of being. I needed to expand who I was and how I was doing things so I could step into the next level of life. And putting those masculine containers in place, systems, structures, rhythms, doing those things allowed me to be more in my feminine and relax more into who I was, which allowed my children to relax. It allowed my husband to see me in a different way, not just do function mode, but into this relaxed, wonderful woman that he fell in love with in the first place. And so many of us become moms and we just go into that role so strongly, which is wonderful. It's a beautiful thing to be a mother. But if that's all we define ourselves as, is if we don't set up containers and teams and structures to support us, that's all we become. And the other parts of us begin to wither and feel heartbroken and frustrated and scream and rage even. And it's so important that all of us comes and shows up to this big life. And the final thing that I put in place and that you can right now is I learned to take care of myself first. And this was probably the most difficult yet most important piece of it all that I learned. And I learned to set boundaries. I learned to do what I needed to do in order to relax into every day. Whether that's getting up early, exercising, eating foods that supported me, getting my nails done. For you, maybe it's going to a movie by yourself. Maybe it's reading a book, doing an art class, but really carving out that time for yourself first in your schedule as a non-negotiable time, just like your children's appointments. What happened when I did that was I really began to take my well-being seriously, and everyone else followed suit. My family relaxed. My husband saw me in a totally different light. And I began to really be able to show up on another level because I was totally nourished and I was getting my needs met. I also found that for my 5 adoptive children, this is perhaps the most valuable thing that I could have showed them. I thought love and all of those pieces, which of course are true, is what they needed. What they really needed was to see what it looked like to watch a woman who was confident, relaxed, happy in motherhood, happy in her relationship, happy and powerful. And the only way we can do that is if we're filled with ourselves, with the nourishment that we need. So when I did this, it literally allowed me to step back, begin to choose how I spent my time the most effectively and what lit me up and made me really excited and impassioned. And it allowed the creativity to flow. And when that happened, my career began to take off. I had new ideas and new ways of doing things, and all of the pieces began to come together for me. And so right now, I want to invite you to consider, where are the areas in your life that you can begin to set up strict structures and systems, hire the mentors you need, learn new ways of being, put in systems in place, and take care of you so you can expand and continue to become the most epic version of you. I look forward to hearing exactly what it is that you do. All right, take care, darlings.